First of all, good afternoon. Definitely, we're not living right now a good moment. Even though I have expressed in the past in some games that I saw some positive things from the team, I think at this moment is a moment in which we're going through a difficult time for many different reasons. Meaning, because I think at the moment in this past game, we didn't represent our fans and our club the way we want to. Me as a leader, as the person in charge of the team, I always will assume full responsibility on the team, always. There's no doubt that I believe in this team. There's no doubt that I believe in the club. There's no doubt that I know for sure that we're going to come out of it this moment, this week, because I know what the guys are capable of. So there's not a doubt on that. But sometimes teams, go on a very high moments, sometimes go in these difficult moments. The important thing is that the more together that we are as a group, as fans, as everything, I think the stronger we're going to come out of, this a little bit difficult moment that we're going right now.
Given the results in the form early, is the club looking to make any sort of roster moves at this point? Obviously, you guys had talked about potentially still getting a DP, but does that still look possible before May 7th, or are there other moves you're looking at?
Yeah, you kind of asked me that question before. So definitely we look to always improve. We look to make sure that we always are a better team. There's no doubt that we are looking to become stronger. Nevertheless, we have a roster of players in which I believe, and definitely I believe that we can, do very well. I mean, we did it before, and I think the guys are capable of bouncing back again, from this difficult time that we're going through, because it's not only the fact that our 12 games is just, I think, our performance last game, is not the one that we won. But as I said, as a leader of the team, I'm have fully confidence on the guys, making sure that they come back stronger than before.
What's the sort of vibe and mood been in the last few days of training?
In training has been fantastic. It's been very, very good. The guys are working very well. But of course, there's a weird feeling of we want to get better results. We want to do some things better, and that is a little bit uncomfortable from our part, because we know that we can give more. We know that we can be better, and all of us are working harder to make sure that we can come out of this. Because I think it starts from knowing that we are in a difficult moment. But the practices, the guys, everyone is working hard this week.
Maybe you don't want to, I guess that I'm going to assume that you just want to focus on each game, but do you have a sense of a point total that you need to get out of this 12 games to be in a good position?
Yeah, I think we definitely have an idea where we want to be, but right now that idea goes secondary, goes to a second place, because the most important thing right now is to concentrate game by game and try to get that full performance that we're looking for. Hopefully it's going to come in this game. Every game has been tough, because also I think not only going on the road, but also having to play with teams that are opening their first game, or teams that are coming from some situations. I think it's been a little bit difficult, or more difficult for the guys. But now we have to think game by game and prepare the best possible way.
And then I did just want to ask, we saw Lucas Moura post an Instagram post immediately after the game, sort of eating popcorn, watching the game. Do you think that was just poor timing, or are you worried that there's any sort of discontent that speaks to?
Yeah, no, first of all, I didn't know that he liked popcorn, to be honest with you. I just found out after somebody told me that was, something that he was doing during the time. For me, I always going to try to make sure that the guys that step on the field, the guys that are, giving their all for the team, for the organization. And there's some moments that we will make some selections and decisions. Maybe it's a different time. In my time, we never texted or do anything during matches. We concentrated. Maybe we were a little bit upset about our coaches, and then try to prove them wrong. But as I said, I really didn't know that he liked popcorn. So,
Coach, if you had to identify what the most important single issue to address this week would be, what would you pick out?
I think is recognizing where we are. is being realistic that our performance, especially last game, wasn't the one that would make us proud. We can analyze, and go back to the Galaxy, which was a very good match, but then we don't respond equally to the following match. So I think it's finding exactly where we are, being realistic among ourselves, and putting the work. It's about the work. It's the effort in making sure that we give all, through the entire match. And that's my responsibility as a coach, to make sure that the guys are able to do that. So once we address that, which has been addressed, then comes the other things, the tactics. Tactics sometimes become secondary, but they're also very important. So I think this week has been productive, and as I said, practice today and yesterday was very good.
You talked about this after the match, the change in the level of, I don't want to say effort, but there was a change in the level of performance between the first half and the second half on Saturday. Now that you've had more time to review the film and talk with the team, what is your theory or explanation for the response you saw from the team in the first half?
Yes, I think it was those type of matches that are very difficult. I said it, in many occasions before the game. This is a team that was working towards getting somewhere, and every week they will be stronger. And the reality is that we struggle with the way they mark, the way they run. And I think part of that was because maybe we could have done some things better in the effort that I expected, but the response in the second half was much better. Even though they still had opportunities, we were a different team. We came out, with more energy, wanted to come back. We had a PK, maybe a second PK after that maybe could have been. So we had, the energy to be able to come out in the second half. And for me, that's the most important part. And ultimately, I go back and I'm always going to say, if that performance, the first half, wasn't the ideal performance, it goes on me first as the leader of the group. And we have spoken, with the players. And I have no doubt that the guys are, going to get stronger and better, going forward.
You just mentioned your role in this. It comes back to you. Obviously, with the Cosmos, you rarely face the situation. The Cosmos were in a very unique position in the NASL, and then last year was a successful one for the Timbers, even though it was up and down at points. Have you and the coaching staff had to make any adjustments to how you're approaching this new challenge?
You always have to analyze, and with the Cosmos, yes, we were very successful, but we had tough moments as well. Not everything was easy at all times. We had to make difficult decisions. And the thing, I think, the most important part is always, that we're all together in the lows and in the highs. And right now it's a moment to stick together and to make sure that we're stronger. But definitely you have to analyze and you have to figure things out in regards to, the path that you're setting through. So is it the right one? Do we have to, change something? And that is a constant, situation for most coaches. We analyze every single day to try to make the team better.
And then, every week, I know you and the coaching staff assess all the options available, but obviously, given where the team is at right now, there is a need to inject something new into the team or find new solutions. How do you balance the need for new solutions with trying to maintain some sense of identity and not abandon the things that have worked over the last 16 months?
No, we are not going to lose our identity. Our identity is very, very clear in what we are. We might change the system in how we done before. I'm not saying in particular, for this weekend. I'm saying mostly in general. We just are analyzing exactly what would be the best form to keep on going forward. We have our ideas now pretty set. And during this time is when you do the most thinking, and you see the true character of your team and your players. And as I said before, of course, if I was a fan, I wouldn't be happy. I'm as the person in charge, I'm not happy. But I believe completely in this team, and I believe that we're going to come out stronger.
And what are your initial thoughts on FC Dallas and what you're seeing from them under Coach Gonzalez?
Yeah, no, we knew they were going to be successful. That he's been there from before. He's been working with the academy. He has some of the players that he already coached before. He's been working already in the club, so they know him well, and he translated very well to become the first team coach, and it had some success. So it's a team that tries to play. It's a team that is difficult. It's a team that wants to be strong at home, and I know for sure that they might be thinking also a little bit about the game that we beat them in the playoff last year as this moment to be able to have something more to give. So I have no doubt that it's going to be another difficult game, but every game in MLS is tough. So you have to be prepared accordingly and have the right mentality to approach it.
You talked about the mentality sort of in practice, and it's been a good few days of practice, and your team has to focus on being stronger. But as a coach, what can you do to put the team in the right position to maybe if a goal happens, to have the right mentality, to not have a breakdown, to not let the frustration of sort of this form get to them?
We have had conversations. We have spoken that this is a reality. I mean, in the Galaxy, right after the 2 goals, we almost score. At this time, after the first 2 goals, one we got scored, the other one they had a very good chance to score. So definitely it's a mentality, because those things don't happen separated from each other if it doesn't have to do with mentality. So it's just talking to understand where we're at, to understand a little bit better how we have to fix it. But the only way to fix it is by fixing it all together as a group, and the team is very united, very together, and we have had very good conversations this week to make sure that we put things in the priority that they belong.
And then just last thing, Andy Poloe, I believe, was out with a calf injury. How's he doing?
We are analyzing. I don't have yet exactly, the full information of where he's at. That's what I'm going to do right after. I will know much better where he's at, but he's still injured. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.